World 12 is now 100% complete, bugs and oversights aside, of course. You may remember that this is the only world in the entire game that has a height limit. What is the height limit? Well, this is it. Normally the height limit is so extreme that all these digits probably wouldn't even fit in the debug panel. It'd go off the screen. At the speed of light, 299,792,458 meters per second, yeah, I memorize that number, it takes, well, 43.5 years to cross all that. That's just how extreme it is. But what about the name of the world? Well, that sign kind of gives you a hint, but that's actually not it. The real name, the official one, is, well, I'll show you right here. Sentus Caverns. That's what World 12 is. And this is the description of it, basically anyway. Yeah, I can't mud. Well, that's what this stuff here is. And of course I can't get full functionality for it until, well, I otherwise get the character's animation redone. At the moment it's just nothing really here. Of course, if you duck down in it, and, well, the air timer starts counting just like water. However, you might be wondering what this sign here is, and what's this Musan Mines all about. Well, the Sentus Caverns dominates, well, it's actually part of the Sentus Mountains. However, this area dominates the Musan region, which is to the far east of the overworld. And these signs here basically indicate where everything basically is. North is basically what direction the camera is facing. So basically 64 blocks north. It's the north sector, or the north anyway. But that aside, 1 block is the thickness of this platform here. And if you look closely here, 64 blocks north. So that means 64 times the thickness of this out in the distance out here. That just gives you how far that is. And it's really not that far when you think about it. And what's this KBL? That's kiloblocks, or 1,024 times the thickness of this platform, or 32 times the width of the screen. Now that's pretty impressive. And of course, well, there's one out here, almost 5 kiloblocks, and that's about 4 miles, or 6 kilometers, roughly, if you want that in other terms. And here's a minecart way out here. And in case you're wondering, this area is actually a flooded area. Way out here, it's otherwise fine, because you got these walls kind of blocking it, like the texture on the wall here. So, what about the other details here? And yeah, you saw that sign there saying Musan Sector 5. Yeah, it would have been crushed, but it won't have that functionality for quite a while yet. So, let's see here. It's in here. Figures in this. Well, you might also be noticing, I'll just get this speedometer up. So, as I'm otherwise going through the area, you can just simply watch all the scenery going by. This area here is my favorite. I'll stop to go from there. So, you might be wondering, what does the mud do? Well, what's supposed to happen is that it really slows down your motion, and it really inhibits your jumping. So, this is your standard jump, which is basically 100 coordinate units, or slightly more than 3 blocks. However, if you were in the mud, you would barely be able to jump that. You wouldn't even jump all the way up to that thing at all. But that gives you the idea on the overall height span. But you would actually be able to get on this platform right here, even in some of the areas that are 1 block deep. And of course, as you can remember, with Platform Masters, everything lines up for parallax scrolling. This right here, this big hole here, is actually one of my favorite parts, or areas anyway. So, this is basically all there really is. You might notice that some of the train tracks are actually for mine carts basically, so they can get to the maglev trains that have now taken over those kinds of tracks. So, on those odd light areas, you might be wondering what that's all about. Well, those areas are actually areas that are above the mud. Yeah, that's right, above the mud. And of course, if you look way, way out here, you can actually see, well, more train tracks, basically. You can also see, you might be wondering, why is this water so blue? Well, various minerals can get in here, and, well, that's basically it. And there's another mine cart. All those holes, and kind of makes it hard to see at times. But it took me a while to figure out how to lay out everything so that you can see into every single one of the holes on the wall that I made. Yeah, I know, everything's zipping by so incredibly fast. But anyway, this video was created by Ulillillia. Thank you for watching.